Today we're going to see Gary, who lives in Marysville. He watches our videos, saw our flyer, and got in touch with us. He said he has a few motorcycles he'd like to sell. I don't know much about the machines except that they don't have title, which limits how much we're willing to pay for them. Don't know Gary's prices either. But we'll go see him. Maybe we can make a deal. We need to be discriminating though. We haven't sold anything since the TW250, which means we're in the hole about $1,000 since the inception of this motorcycle buying and selling business. We also don't have much space.
But that might change because we are looking at property.
Right. We found a house that fits what we're looking for, and we're in the process of trying to buy it. Which is really an unpleasant experience. I like the house, but the house buying process is rough.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, don't recommend.
Buying motorcycles is more fun though.
Yeah.
See you guys in Marysville. All right, we made it out here to Marysville, met Gary at his place. We're about to see what he has.
Ooh!
This one is complete.
Honda 500 4-stroke, what year?
82. It needs a battery, fuel, and a good leg.
Okay.
Then around the corner is a little CT70 and a 90. I guess it's like a little mini street bike.
Okay.
But the chains are both rusted. If we want to drag them out, it's going to take two of us.
This takes me back to my childhood. My first bike was a 69 Trail 70.
Yeah, my buddy's mom and dad had those things, and we used to take them out hill climbing. And when it got to the point where they couldn't climb the hill, we'd pick it up and carry it to the top.
That's always handy, backup plan. So I got a couple important questions. First of all, do you know if any of them run?
That one there is missing the ignition.
Okay.
This one over here was a complete bike when we picked it up, but the guy that we got it from left it out next to his barn and the horses ate it.
Okay.
They broke the lenses off it, they ate the seat. Tasty bike, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, it's desirable in at least one way.
Yeah, but that one is never, neither ones of these have I've ever seen them run, so I don't. I know this one here, I was going to fix it for them, and they kind of lost interest in it, so I just said, fine.
And how about the other big Honda?
This one here has never run since I got it. The motor on this one was seized up, and I freed it up, but the rings had eaten into the cylinder, so I ended up buying another top end for it.
Okay.
And I had grand designs to make this one an electric start.
Yeah.
I've got all the stuff.
Wow.
Except I found out one thing that I was missing, the right crank. The electric crank is about that much longer.
Minor detail.
Minor detail.
Wrong crankshaft. And that's this front one.
That's the front one, and I was so close.
And it's a 600.
84 600.
82 500.
And then over there's an 83 750.
Do you have titles to any of them?
That one I do. That one is mine.
And that's a 1982.
83. It's a VF 750F. It's the first year of the Interceptor. What they now call first generation.
Okay.
I have a 6th generation Interceptor in the garage, 2007.
All right. Well, I'll do a quick walk around and just see what turns over and what doesn't. That one turns over and has compression. And of the whole collection, this looks like it's the most complete.
It is.
And the 600 is missing a few things. But you mentioned you have a wheelbarrow full of parts.
Most of the stuff goes to that beast right there, the Suzuki. That's a 98 Marauder, 800 V-twin.
And it's the basket case.
Well, I'll show you the motor in the garage. I've been trying to free it up using every kind of lubricant and penetrant I could find. I got one cylinder to finally start to suck down past the rings, but the other cylinder, it's still, well, it was fluid to the top. It wasn't going anywhere.
Okay.
I'm going to lose the bet. There's a beer involved in whether or not I can get that thing started. I'm going to lose it, I think.
The Suzuki.
Yeah. My buddy bet me that I couldn't get it started, and I bet him I could.
Well, I don't have to buy it if that beer matters to you.
Not as much as it used to.
So this old 600, it turns over too. So let's go back around the corner and I'll check out these little bikes. This is a cutie. Definitely worth restoring.
Does it have compression? Ooh.
Little bit locked up. But that's only 1 out of 3 so far, so I'm not complaining. This is one I have never seen in person before. You said it's a Honda 90.
Yeah.
Manual clutch. So it's not the typical semi-automatic transmission that these usually have. Transmission isn't froze up. And that engine turns.
Nice.
It's the first time anybody's paid attention to that thing in a long time.
That wasn't a horse.
Yeah, I'm talking about humans.
And how about this one?
That one there is another froze up case.
Honda.
Yeah,
What year?
74. 74, 75, something like that.
You're an honest man. It doesn't look like any Honda 250 4-stroke I've seen.
It's a trials bike.
A rare beast.
Yes, it is. Very rare.
What's next?
Now these last two are a little bit different than what I usually work on.
Yeah.
1998 Suzuki Marauder. No title. You have all the parts, but they're just not all on it.
No.
Engine's froze up, and a case of beer at stake. Whether you can get that one undone or not.
I think I'm going to lose that fight.
And behind you, camera girl, is the 1983 VF750.
It's 41 years old, and I've had it for 39 of the 41 years. It needs fork seals. Got the seals. It needs the carburetors worked on. I got the parts. The starter was giving me issues, and so I got another relay for it. But it's had a hit and miss short. So my buddy put in a resettable fuse, because every 6 or 7 months we blow a fuse.
You gonna charge me extra for that? Custom.
Well, you want to talk turkey?
Yeah. I have been thinking about this while we've been talking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm most interested in the little bikes around the corner,
Thought so, yeah.
the 2 dirt bikes here.
Okay.
It is a question of whether or not the prices get cheaper if we buy more.
Well, yeah, you tell me what you're thinking, and I'll give you a counter thought.
It's a nice way of putting it. Well, just thought and counter thought here.
It's just a thought.
Do you care to say the first number, or is that my responsibility?
I'm gonna let you start that one.
Between the 2 big Hondas and the 2 little Hondas, 7's a lucky number. I'd say 7. I'd bid $700 for those 4.
If you would go 2, I'll give you everything.
2 more hundred or $2,000?
2,000 altogether. I will give you all 7 bikes for 2,000.
There's 2 issues with that. First of all, I think it's too much money.
Okay.
Second of all,
You're not really interested in these 2 as much?
it's a matter of we're an hour and a half away from home,
Right.
and I have 1 truck bed. So if it were a deal I couldn't refuse,
Right. Okay.
I would come back twice today, but for $2,000, it just doesn't make sense to me. What would you take for the 4 dirt bikes?
You want those 2 and those 2 back there?
Yeah.
I know I've got 500 into that one and 500 into that one. So I was trying to get at least close to that for those. But I'll throw in that 250 back there if you want.
Right, I forgot about the trials bike.
I wondered
Tell
if you
what,
forgot
we'll-
about
we'll-
that.
You go 1,000. I'll give you all 5 of them.
Can you fit 5 in the truck?
It's on the edge. I don't think all 5 will fit in the truck, but for $800, I'd take the risk for the 5 dirt bikes. That's how it's done.
And if anyone wants to buy a Suzuki Marauder 800 or a VF750, let us know. We'll get you in touch with Gary.
All right, we got the Honda 250 trials bike and 90 street bike loaded up into the truck. This is our second batch. We already brought home the 2 big Hondas and CT70. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming down. Appreciate you showing up.
This is the first step in bringing these bikes back into relevance
There you go. Yeah.
and enriching someone's life.
Someone will have fun with them.
It's important work we're doing. So here's my appraisal of everything we bought from Gary's collection.
And these are more realistic prices.
Right. I'm not going to price the machines where it would take a year to sell them. I'd rather move them quickly than reach for the stars and wait around.
And that way we can make more videos.
Item 1, 1982 Honda XL500R. No title, mostly complete. Little bit rough around the edges. Gary says it'll run if I spend just a little bit of time and money on it. I value it at $700. Item 2, 1984 Honda XL600R. This one is about 70 or 80% complete, but it's led a hard life. We've got homemade wiring. The frame has been broken and welded back together. John Boat camo paint job on the tank. Seats falling apart on the top and on the bottom. Overall, I would categorize this one as a parts bike because it doesn't have a title and there's just not much to hang your hat on as far as restoring it back to running condition. I value it at $250. Item 3, 1970 Honda CT70. This one has been outside for a long time. The engine's froze up, and so is the rear wheel. I never appreciated the wheel until I tried to use one that doesn't turn. It was a lot of work just getting it back here. Does not want to go forward at all, and backwards, not happening. This little guy is missing the stator, points, flywheel, left side engine cover, and a few other miscellaneous things. But the seat is in good shape, still has some nice chrome, and the exhaust pipe is in really good shape. Not rusted out at all. Definitely worth restoring. I'll put $300 on it. Item 4, Honda S90 mini street bike. Don't know the exact year. Like the others, this one didn't come with a title. I think it's about a 1967. Aside from what rotted away in the sun or got chewed off, it's a complete motorcycle. And I imagine a feller could get it running if he had an afternoon. As far as value, it's hard to put a number on this one because I don't know if these are desirable or not. My best guess is somewhere between $400 and $500. Haven't looked in the tank yet. If the tank is clean, I'm calling it $500.
Ooh.
I'll grab a flashlight so we can see in there. Not terrible. I've seen worse. How about we call it $450?
All right.
Item 5, 1976 Honda TL250. The engine's froze up. There's not much of this one left, and a lot of what is still here is different than how it was when it came out of the factory.
I'd feel bad for whoever rode this. I hope they have a good dentist without having a fender.
Not a fan of the fender delete.
No.
The muffler and airbox have both been modified. We've got aftermarket rear shocks, and I think this entire front end is Husqvarnian. As far as value, there's probably somebody somewhere who would pay me $200 for this, but I don't know how long it'll take for him to turn up. If I want to get rid of it quickly, I'd probably have to give it away. So I'll split the difference, put it down for $100 in the books. If you add up the values for all the machines, comes to $1,800 minus purchase price of $800 and travel expenses of $181.50, leaves an estimated profit of $818.50, which means Gary gave us a fantastic deal, and I appreciate it.
Me too. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks for watching.